Welcome to the presentation of Definio Reply Pricing Service, the independent service for the valuation of illiquid securities, OTC, structured products and exotic derivatives offered by Definio Reply. The service can be requested for use with pricing on regular basis or on demand. The market data used for discount curves are customizable according to different levels of accuracy in measuring the credit risk of securities. You can require the use of option-adjusted spread within the pricing model in order to characterize each security with a specific measure of credit risk and liquidity. The service is web-based. Access is through a login web page. Homepage presents to the user all available functionalities through the menu Pricing, Security. Functionalities are 5. Security analysis displays the last result of pricing for the entire fair value portfolio of the customer. Prices allows the analysis of historical details for single security. Security details allows to send the request of pricing for a new security. Insert broker price, available if the customer has requested the use of the option-adjusted spread, enables data entry of the benchmark price, broker price, for a security. This is the price against which the system will compute the option-adjusted spread for the specific security. Pricing request, available if the customer uses the service in on-demand mode, allows you to send to the service manager a request for pricing for a specific date and a specific security. We go now through the security analysis function. The list of securities presented contains all securities of customers' fair value portfolio currently under pricing, meaning characterized by the status active. The list highlights identification elements for securities: ISIN, description, back-office code. The type of security is assigned by the service manager during integration and validation phases for the standing info entered by the customer. It characterizes the pricing approach adopted. The status of a security may be the object of a search filters and can take the following values: active for securities currently under pricing, not active for a security temporarily or definitely suspended from pricing, closed for mature securities, not complete for securities which request of pricing has been just inserted by the customer and still need integration and validation of master data. The validation of master data from Service Manager is a necessary condition to change the status of the security as active, then enabling it to be priced. The list of security shows also the last calculated price and the relative pricing date. A flag spread, which is highlighted only for security for which pricing is required within the option-adjusted spread model. And finally, from the same list are available, through specific icons, some further functionalities. Function change status enable you to change from active to non-active or vice versa the status of a security. Function master data displays a synthesis of master data entered by the user with some of the information entered by the service manager. The view gives also access to the final term document for the security attached by the customer when entered the request or later by the service manager. Function Curve Details opens a window that displays the graph of the interest rate curve used for the valuation of the security in the last pricing. It also shows the header of the curve that highlights the type of market data chosen by the customer. Function Report gives access to a detailed report on the security at the reference date for last pricing. Function Price History gives access to time series of prices for the single security, also accessible by the menu Pricing Security Prices. The pricing page accessed directly from the row of a specific security from the Analysis Security page, or selecting the security from the search engine if accessed by the menu Security Prices function, presents in table format data the time series of prices calculated for the specific security. The following information are available: price reference date, theoretical price calculated, and date of calculation. If the option-adjusted spread model is required for pricing, also columns Spread, Broker Price, and Broker Name will have values. Dates on which a realignment has taken place will be highlighted. Double-clicking on Chart gives access to the chart representation of the time series. The page, for reason of scale, is divided into two sections. The upper one shows the time series of prices from the first day of pricing request for the security. And if the option-adjusted spread model is adopted, it overlaps to this the time series of broker price entered by the users. This last time series appears to have discrete jump because the benchmark price is normally entered on a larger timescale than the request of calculation for the fair value. The overlap of the two series allows you to monitor the deviation between theoretical price and market data, eventually highlighting, as it increases, the need to operate a realignment, and therefore the calculation of a new option-adjusted spread. According to the model, the exact date of a realignment operation corresponds to the perfect coincidence of the two time series. The second section of the chart representation page, if the option-adjusted spread model is adopted, displays historical series of spread calculated. Also, this series appears with discrete jumps because the spread value remains constant between two subsequent realignment operations. Going back to Data View, it is possible to inquire for each pricing date the chart of the corresponding discount curve and the detailed report. The report presents for each security a master data section where, depending on the type of security, are shown different details. In particular, if the security is a structured product, the financial unbundling and the elementary components entered by the service manager are shown. A market data section which shows the chart of discount curve and, depending on the type of security, other market data as the curve for index rate for floating bonds and underlying volatility underlying spot value for derivative components. a fair value section with the results of calculation from the service, the delta in basis point between today price and previous date price, and, for the case of structured products, the price of individual components. From the view data, it is also possible to export data to Excel in order to make them available for further custom reports or to use them in other systems of your organization. Going back to Home page, from the menu Pricing, Security Details, you can send the request for inclusion in your pricing process of a new security. Sending a new request requires the user to simply insert the set of minimum information necessary for the identification of the security on the market by the service manager. You will later get, directly from external providers, further information necessary for pricing. Therefore, are mandatory fields ISIN code, currency, back office code for internal identification, description. If available to the customer, it will be useful to attach the final term condition document for the security in order to facilitate operation of integration by the service manager and then accelerate the activation of the security for pricing. To save the information, click on Save. It will follow a confirmation page in which are displayed additional fields like security code and status not complete, which means that the request has been taken in charge by the system. When the chosen pricing model is enabled for the calculation of the option-adjusted spread for single security, the user can enter the benchmark price against which he calls for realignment of the theoretical price using the function insert broker price. In this case, the search engine must be used to select the reference security. Otherwise, you can access the function from the page of price history for the specific security directly. The entry of a benchmark price includes as mandatory information price value, date of price, and a broker description for reporting reason. Saving the data will enable the system to perform a new realignment for the security. The last function we'll present to you concerns only customers who adopt the service with on-demand mode. In this case, there is not a regular frequency for calculation of the fair value automatically scheduled on the system, but the request may take place at any time for any desired date and security. Function is called pricing request and is accessible to authorized user from the menu Pricing Security. Clicking on New Request, the user can select the security for which he'll intend to send the request of pricing, indicate the date, and the type of calculation, if he only requires the calculation of a value or also a realignment and the calculation of a new option-adjusted spread. Updating, the system displays on the table the new two requests just entered by the user. Thank you for your attention. If the service is of interest to you, we invite you to contact us for more details or an informational meeting.